this is TGC Penguin and welcome to another video. And today we are going to do a March Madness related thing, but in Lorcana. So basically we selected 64 different Lorcana cards that we thought were the best of the best. So you probably know of Angel, Yasm, Cindy, Into the Unknown, Hades, all those cards. And then we also have got a couple underdogs that probably aren't going to make it, but at least are in the tournament. So we have 6 rounds, and for round 1, we can start, and we have Prince Philip and Lilo bundled up. So the ones that we were saying that undername for, there were going to be multiple. So there's no multiple Prince Philip, and there's going to be multiple Lilos. So for Prince Philip and Lilo, to be honest, I feel like Prince Philip is good, but he's way too expensive. So Lilo would be able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2, 14 more before Prince Philip could go.
Yeah, and as good as Prince Philip is in the meta, he's very situational, right? You're usually playing him after you've played Malicious, Mean, and Scary.
Yeah.
So Lilo can come out on turn 2 by herself without any issue and quickly start racking up lore, because the first situation where you'd put damage on her, she doesn't take any damage.
Does it say put or deal?
So the official effect is during each opponent's turn, the first time this character would take damage, she takes no damage.
So I wonder if that includes putting damage on her. So if putting damage on her includes in that effect, Lilo would be definitely better. But right here, I'll definitely go with Lilo.
I agree. All right. Okay. And then next we have Hades, Infernal Schemer, and Max Goof.
So what Hades does is just a 7-drop that puts a card in the ink well. And what Max Goof is a 6-drop, sadly, and does not have void. So I feel like Hades immediately wins this one because just immediately deals with Max Goof. But for those who want to know what he does, he is a 6-drop that's inkable that quests for 2, and he's like a 6/4 something. And he will, whenever he quests, you may play a song card from your discard that costs 4 less for free, and then put it at the bottom of the deck for after you play that card. So it'd be good with like B King, Pirate's Life doesn't hit Pirate's Life. Oh. So it's not that great right now, so
maybe this is one of those underdogs that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Because definitely Hades, board control.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, next up we have Tamatoa and Moana. So this is kind of like a franchise matchup.
Oh my, yeah.
So the Tamatoa we're talking about is the one that's a 6-drop that lets you bring back 2 items from your discard. I feel like that's very strong, but in the meta we're on right now, Moana, you rather have Moana ink that.
Right, being able to ink from your discard is, I've seen this in play, and it is just absolutely crazy not having to worry about just being able to play the cards in your hand that you draw.
For sure, because you can play like Develop and then play Sail. So now you have 2 free cards in your discard to ink. So I feel like Moana wins this one.
Yep, and the synergy with Cindy being princesses, hands down, yes.
Definitely. Okay, so next up we have Scrooge McDuck versus Angel. Scrooge McDuck is the 6-drop inkable that is a 4/6 that quests for 2. And whenever you play him, you may put a card under each of your characters except him. And those characters that you put that card under gain ward for your turn and your opponent's next turn. So I think that's very strong in certain situations. Not great against board wipe cards like Prince Philip and Storm. But it's a very strong card when your opponent's playing like songs or actions and stuff like that constantly on you.
Yeah. The Scrooge McDuck just came out, this set, right? The red or ruby,
No, it's sapphire.
sapphire. Okay. Well, I will tell you that I've seen Angel come in through this. Although she's relatively new, she's popping up in every single deck that runs steel. So that ability to discard and deal 2 damage, so good in so many situations.
So I'd go with Angel, you'd go with Angel, right?
Yeah, I don't think we've disagreed yet. So
Yeah.
these early rounds they're easy choices, but when we come to the second round, it'll be a little bit harder. So now next up we have the Emerald Chromicon and Grandmother Willow.
Oh, this is a hard match. These are 2 insanely good cards.
Yeah, with Chromicon, it's the card where if one of during your opponent's turn, if one of your characters is banished, you may choose to banish another opponent card, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Grandmother Willow allows you to
You don't banish it, you just return it to the hand.
Okay. And Grandmother Willow is pay 1 less for the next first character you play, or the next character you play.
Yes, so each turn you may pay 1 less. So on turn 3 you can get down a big tramp. And that is very scary because that means that is under the seas coming your way.
Yeah, but Chromicon does so much control, and it just puts your opponent on their heels trying to figure out how to deal with your board, because usually you're playing Chromicon with dogs.
I would like to say Grandmother Willow will help with that, because with the Grandmother Willow you can get more characters on the board and higher cost characters on the board faster. So here, in my opinion, I'd say Grandmother Willow if it was a head-to-head matchup, but if it was just if they were playing against the same deck, I'd go with Emerald Chromicon. But since we're doing head-to-head matchup, I'm going with Grandmother Willow.
I think I'm going to agree with you here. Standalone, Grandmother Willow is better.
Yeah. Okay, so next up we have Into the Unknown. Hard for me not to sing that. And Cinderella. So Into the Unknown lets you put a exalted character into your opponent's inkable. It's a 3-cost inkable song. And Cindy is a 4-cost uninkable song. It's not a song. It's a 4-cost uninkable character that quests for 1 that has 2/3 stat line and lets you ink a card at the end of your turn. Any inkable, uninkable, whatever it is, and lets you draw a card. So, to be honest, Into the Unknown is just going to give you Cindy 20 times more ramp, so next turn you just play a Hades, which is actually what I did once.
So, yeah, there's no question for me. It's Cindy, hands down.
Yeah, but I'm sad that Into the Unknown had to go so early out, because I thought Into the Unknown is going to go so much further.
Yeah, and for the crowd at home, we randomized this, and this is how the cards stacked up. All right, so that looks like it's our. Sorry, I am jumping ahead. We have 4 more in the first bracket. So next up we have Yzma and Sven. It's kind of interesting. Yzma was okay previously to this before and Winterspell came out, but since Winterspell came out, I've just been seeing more and more and more of her. Whereas Sven just came out with this set. Lucas, can you describe what they do?
Okay, so Yzma basically is a 4-drop inkable that quests for 2, but the better thing is you can exalt Yzma so you can draw up to 3 cards. So basically you play all your cards, you play a Dark maybe, and you play more cards. But with your Yzma, after you play all those cards and you have no cards in your hand, you can exalt her to draw up to 3 cards. You can exalt her if you have a card in your hand. Even if you have a card in your hand, you can draw up to 3. So she's always good if you are just like running out of cards. You're like, oh, my opponent just played his Hades or whatever to answer to something. So now you can play her so she can just let you draw a bunch of cards. But Sven, on the other hand, is a 2/3 that quests for 1 with Rush, Challenger 3, and Evasive. So that is a very stacked card. But it can rush into like Maui, Elsa, Genie, Dumbo, all of these top meta evasive cards, even the ones that respond to the evasive meta, like Slushy.
Yeah, by itself, Sven has so many abilities that it can surprise and put your opponent on their heels again with thinking that they're looking at your board, thinking that their Dumbo is safe, turn sideways, their Elsa is safe, turn sideways, and boom, you play Sven, gone.
Yeah, for sure. But if we're going to head-and-head matchup, Yasm can refill your hand so that hurts Sven, and even if Sven rushes into hole, you still have 3 cards in your hand to play, and Sven's now gone because of the 3/3 stat line.
Yep.
So I gotta go with Yasma.
Yep.
Yasma, whatever you call her.
Yzma.
Okay. So now we got Mickey Mouse, Giant Mouse, fan favorite, and Hades looking for a deal. Okay, so basically Mickey Mouse is a 10 that quests for 5, I'm pretty sure, that costs 10, which is uninkable, and whenever he's banished, deal 5 damage to all opposing characters, and he has bodyguard. So basically he's this giant thing, but Hades is not going to do much to him, so I feel like one of these underdogs is going to do anything. But here's the thing, he's a 10 cost. Mickey Mouse is a 10 cost, and Hades is a 5 cost. I feel like if it was, as out of all rules, has to be a head-to-head matchup. But I'm going to have to say, I feel like Mickey Mouse would win in this situation because your opponent just says, no, I'm not going to put this in the bottom of my deck. I'm just going to let you draw 2 cards and have to deal with them even more. So I feel like Mickey Mouse has to win this one.
Yeah. And this is the first time I might actually disagree with you for the fact that Steel, it has to be coupled with, Mickey Mouse being a Steel character has to combo with Blue for that ramp just to get that 10 ink. Or you have to rely on your opponent suddenly playing, giving you that ink by playing Hades on you, the blue Hades, Sapphire Hades, or helping you with your ink. So I'm going to go with Hades here because it's a relatively good stat line, 3/4. It's inkable. And yes, you're putting the choice in your hand, but you're still either getting cards out of it or you're controlling their board.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like you said earlier about the inking issue. There's the deck Amber Steel where you can pitch Mickey Mouse early with Mulan, and then earlier you try to sing I think it is like it's an 8-cost inkable song that like lets you play a card from your discard for free. That is a sing together. So you try to sing that card as fast as you can, get that giant Mickey Mouse on the board, try to do this over and over and over until one time your opponent challenges. Elsa, Hades, Sven, all of the cards are gone. The only card that possibly could survive is Madame the Elephant. So I feel like Mickey Mouse has to win this one.
Okay, well, I'm going to defer to you. And for the fact that why are we playing Lorcana? Because of the mouse.
Okay. First underdog win. That's a big win.
I think we'll stop here and then pick up on the next 16 round with first round with the next 16 teams.
Hello, and today's our day 2 of the tournament we call marchana. And today, as I look at the list, we got some good matches.
Yeah.
We're not gonna know how many we're gonna do today, but I want to try to do a decent amount.
So let's get started.
Yeah. Alright. So first we got Dark, the 2 cards, the one that lets you discard your hand and draw 2. So that's a very popular card that always is very good for your card draw.
Yep.
Tramp, the excessive dog, is the 1/3 that costs 2 that's inkable and quests for 1 that when you may pay 1 less if you have a character named Lady in play, and when you play her for the other characters. So if you have 2 other characters, you get choose a character to have 2 strength. Or if you have 1 character, you can choose a character to have 1 strength. So it's very good to combo with the 1-drop Leela that will quest for 3 if she has 3 strength.
All right, Lady. Yep. Well, in my look at this game matchup, I look at card draw as being the most important thing in Lorcana right now. As far as being able to do anything else that you want, right? If you want board control, you have to have cards in your hand. If you want to play fast, you have to have cards in your hand. So I'm going to go with Doc on this one.
Yeah, me too.
So next up we have Vincenzo Santorini and Scar Finally King.
Okay, so the first one you said, I do not know, Vincini, whatever, is the 7-drop inkable that is the 2/8 that will deal 3 damage to a chosen character, and he also quests for 3.
Yeah.
So 3 damage is a lot of damage, but Skull, on the other hand, will let you, whenever the quest is exiled at the end of your turn, you may banish a chosen ally. He's a 5-cost inkable that quests for 2. That's a 5/4. And at the end of your turn, you may banish a chosen ally character and draw that many cards that the strength is. So let's say you're banishing Lawrence. That would be 4 cards, but he gets +1 strength because Skull gives to all your allies +1 strength, so it'd be 5 cards. But the downside is you have to discard 2 cards, but you're drawing 3 cards. But you have to banish a character, so it doesn't matter. So I would say that he wouldn't be that good because you'd have to deal the 3 damage to Skull or one of the allies in Skull's deck, and then you can just banish the ally, even though if it draws you just 1 card, he's already gonna go.
Yeah, I have a hard time on this one. This is an all-steel matchup. Who doesn't like a character who throws around dynamite like it's candy, or a malicious brother who is willing to do anything to be king? So, Lucas, I'll go with you on this one.
Yeah, I'm going with Skull.
We'll go with Scar then. All right, now is Calhoun and Pocahontas.
Calhoun is the 2-cost uninkable that quests for 1. That's 3/2 and has resistance 1. That's already great stats. But then when it says whenever he banishes another character in challenge, you will gain 2 law. So gaining that 2 law is very good, other than just being able to control the aggro very well, stopping them from questing, because gaining 2 law for you to quest your Daisy Duck and give them a card, you can just run in your 1-drop into them first and then Calhoun, so then you can easily get rid of it. It's not worth giving them a card and letting them gain 2 law. But Pocahontas, this is sad. This is very sad. Pocahontas is the one that will let you, whenever you shift it, your opponent can't challenge, you can't challenge. It's the 5/6 that quests for 2. That ruins Calhoun, so you gotta go with Pocahontas.
So yeah, I got to play Pocahontas a couple of times in a store game, and I just saw the value of it. You go wide, you have your Pocahontas. Your opponent has to be concerned about that shift. They're constantly trying to deal with your Pocahontas, but when you get that shift, you turn left, and you're off to the races, because that's basically 2 turns in which you can quest out. And you usually do this when you're pretty darn you're showing game within 2 turns.
But here's the thing: it's a shift 3, and Calhoun's a 2 cost. So your opponent can't quest until they have that. The still thing is that the best shift target is a 2 cost Pocahontas that you don't really want to shift on.
Yeah. The 2 shift Pocahontases that we got this set, or the Amethyst following the wind, and then the other Amber finding the way. They're both decent cards, but I'm a big Pocahontas fan. What about you, Lucas?
I like Pocahontas better here, even though I think Calhoun's a cheaper drop that it's still not going to exactly be able to win you matches against Pocahontas.
All right.
Now we have Iago versus Mowgli. Mowgli is going to get evaporated in this matchup. So Iago, what he does is he's a 4 cost Inkable that quests for 1. That's a 4/6. But he has Vanishing, so whenever opponent plays an action that is directly to choose him, giving him minus damage, dealing damage to him, like choosing to return him to your hand, he returns to your hand. So the effect of the action goes before it, so he just doesn't get banished if you return him to hand. So those are certain things. You can research more on that, because I'm not for sure about all of the things. But Mowgli here is a 2 cost, that's a 1/2. And then I guess you get to look at your opponent's hand and know that they have the Iago before, so that you have an action ready to choose for him. But he's a 2 cost Inkable that quests for 1, that's a 1/2, like I said earlier. And his ability is your opponent reveals their hand, you may banish discard your opponent chooses and discards a non-character card. So it could be items, it could be actions, it could be songs, it could be whatever there is. So, but Iago's just going to overpower him.
Yeah, Mowgli is, I like him, but I typically like Ursula better, because you're playing against song decks, or you're running him in. I don't know here. I'm going to go with Mowgli, just because he provides discard options for you. You get some information on your opponent's hand. Iago, even though he's a big body, can take care of a lot of evasives by himself. He just squawks a lot.
Well, okay, so Iago, I feel like Mowgli can win this, but the only way Mowgli's to win this is being able to discard an action from your hand. And Amethyst usually doesn't play action, an item, or song, or whatever. The only item I can think of is Woodchuck Guide, and your opponent sees you're playing Amber, they probably already inked that and are ready to play Hades and stuff like that to be able to make you have the choice on your hands.
Okay.
So, I feel like Mowgli is not exactly great against Iago, and the decks Mowgli is in right now are not any song decks. The only song deck I have seen is the Amber Ruby song deck, and that deck is not that great against Amethyst either, even though they are able to take care of Iago. Iago just gets inked. So I feel like Iago gotta go with Iago this time.
Okay, we'll go with the giant bird.
Okay, this one is interesting. So I'm not for sure if I know the complete stats of Mufasa, but I'm pretty sure I know he's a 9 cost and he quests for 4. Okay, so we have it pulled up over here. So he's an 8 cost on Inkable that quests for 4. I was correct about the 4. He's a 4/9, so he's avoiding the card that banishes characters with 5 strength or more. And the 9 is a great strong body. And then whenever you play this character, exert all of your Inkwell and return 2 cards at random from your Inkwell to your hand. Okay, it's not to your discard. So that's actually kind of good. Good for card draw if you like giving up on ink, I guess. But the biggest ability, whenever this character quests, ready all cards in your inkwell. So basically, you just doubled your ink after.
Yep.
And Maui Half Shark return is similar to this, returns an action from your discard. So he's a 7/5 that quests for 1, 6 cost that's inkable, that has evasive, and the big abilities are whenever you play action, you gain a roll, and whenever he challenges into a character, you may return an action card from your discard to your hands. So I don't in the meta, but right now Maui's not seen that much. The only deck he's in is the Amber Ruby deck that is going actually decent right now, and the only actions I think could finish off him are none. So I don't think Maui's exactly great in this 1v1 matchup. It's bad because Mufasa is in the Sapphire area, so all the Sapphire cards are going to be played. So your opponent just goes super wide, quests everything, exalts him, and then they just drop a Hades. You're like, oh, look at all this feed, and then it's over. Yeah. So I feel like I gotta go with Mufasa here because Mufasa, even though Mufasa's not a great card in like popularity, Maui's out.
Yeah, head to head, if we're just looking at the cards, the ability that Mufasa gives you is just so amazing. As big as Maui was, maybe 3 sets ago, pre Fabled, maybe even during Fabled, you just don't see him played all that much anymore. So he's kind of going off to the wayside.
Yeah, because he was that ginormous body that could survive almost anything. The only thing that could probably get rid of him is the full cost song. Zeus was a Thunderbolt thing.
Yeah, but we also now have the pumpkin.
Yeah. The pumpkin thing.
Lets you get rid of evasive and draw a card.
So that's why I think Ambo, the deck that he's in, counters himself in this matchup.
Yeah. All right, let's go with Mufasa. I agree with you, but I think that's a big upset. But let's bring it back to basketball. Okay. Maui is one of those blue bloods that just isn't as good as it used to be.
It's sad. So I'd say that's a 6-11 upset.
A 6. I can't think. 6-11, yeah, 6-11 upset, 5-12 upset. All right, what we have next? We have Lady Decisive Dog and Maleficent. Okay. You want to go over the cards, Lucas?
Okay. Lady is the very decisive dog. I'm not for sure which one it is again. What's the lady? I think it's the 1-drop one. Yeah, it's the 1-drop one. I think it's the 1-drop one that is inkable. That's quest for 1, and it's a 0/3. That is whenever you play a character, this character gets +1 strength. While this character has 3 strength or more, she gets +2 law. Earlier in this matchup, we had Tramp experiencing dog. That's already a great combo. She's going to be able to quest. And Maleficent is a 9-drop. Inkable. That quest for 2 is a 9? Wait. No. She's like a 7/5, I'm pretty sure. She is a 7/5 that whenever you play her, becomes your chosen character. If you had unlimited ink, she would easily win this match. For Lady, she's a 1-drop. And you can make her quest for 3 on turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4. And possibly turn 5 if you have enough cards. So that would be 9 low plus all of the other characters you played. So another 12 plus 3. So that's 50. Yeah, you already have one before that. So.
Oh yeah. So Maleficent is great late game board control, and you see her played so well to effect. Lady Decisive Dog. Just works so well within dog decks, and we've seen how quick and how effective these dog decks have been in the DLCs. Though people are starting to play around it, right? But I'm still going to give the edge to Lady here.
Me too. I can't. just the low cost against Maleficent is too good. Okay. We got Lilo Escape Artist and Donald Duck. Ugh, big yawn. Ugh. Lilo is the 2-cost inkable that quests for 2. That's a 1/2, and whenever she's in your discard at the start of your turn, so before you draw a card, before you gain a roll from actions, before you ready everything, I think, or at least before you draw, you may pay 2, which is her normal cost, to play her from your discard onto the board, exalted. So very good pairing with Comic-Con. So I'd say Lilo right here is really good.
Yep.
But Donald Duck is the 4-cost inkable. That's a 4/4 that quests for 1. Whenever you use boost ability for a character, you may put the top card of your deck under them face down. So you basically double boost. Very good with P, the 5-cost P. Good with all the cards that are good with more cards under them and whenever they get placed under them. And then it makes it way much better whenever during your opponent's turn, whenever one of your other characters is banished, you may draw a card for each card under them this way.
Solid drawing ability. And you know what I've heard people calling Lilo Escape Artist? Zombie Lilo, because you can never get rid of her. She keeps coming back from the graveyard. And when I think about a battle between a festive Donald Duck and a zombie, I'm going with the zombie.
I feel like Donald Duck could do better because there are cards that he can boost that make them be able to heal everything. So Donald has great stats against these Igo decks. Donald can boost cards to help against these cards. There are cards that can get, whenever they get boosted, remove 2 damage from each of your characters. So Lilo's not going to really do anything. It's just going to be an annoying card. And if your opponent just returns your Donald Duck, at that point you just ink it, and then you have a bunch of boosted cards on the board, and you just play something big like a Hades or something. So I feel like Donald Duck could control if he was paired with Sapphire or Purple. But if he was paired with anything else, he's not going to do anything. The only deck I can think of possibly him doing something is Ruby, and still then, not great.
I can't believe I'm hearing this out of you going against the Lilo and Stitch franchise card. We're thinking about it too, Lilo's ability to return and be played. I'm interested to see how Lilo and Stitch decks, theme decks, start working, because you've got Pudge, you've got Stitches, you've got things that play well and synergize well with Lilo. No matter what Lilo it is, whether it's bundled up for adventure or escape artist, I'm sticking to Lilo.
Well, why do you pick Lilo over Donald Duck?
Good question. I think Donald does well. It has to be a boost deck, right? You're building specifically around the boost ability here. I think boost will have its time, and we're starting to see more. What is it? The not amethyst, blue-red boost decks that are starting to go off.
It's the Ruby.
The Ruby green. Okay, Ruby.
Amber.
I just don't. I haven't had as much experience playing against and or seeing how those decks work. So that's why I'm a little bit more favorable for Lilo.
Okay, we'll go with Lilo this time.
All right.
Okay, we have Tramp Street Smoke Dog, the bannable one, and we got Rubby Vanderquack. So Tramp is the 7-cost that quests for 2. That's a 2/6, and the reason why everybody wants to ban is because every character you have on board, you pay 1 less for it. So basically, you can play on turn 3. So you get a 1-drop, Grandmother Willow, another one drop after Grandmother Willow. And then you play Tramp because have 3 characters and Grandmother Willow's ability, 3 cost. Search for your whole entire deck for 3 cards, find under the sea, sing under the sea. Yeah, because its second ability says it does not need the second ability, which says for every character you have on the board, you draw 3 cards. Not 3 cards, but you draw that many cards for every character on your board, and you may discard that many cards. I know discards. You discard all of your Lilos you find in there, and then you just find under the sea. You find Lady that you return those cards from your discard.
As recently as I have been playing dogs, I see no problem with what you just said.
You are crazy.
But let's not forget about Webby. Webby is the 4 cost, 2/4, shift 2, has ward, and whenever this character quests, if an opponent has more cards in their inkwell than you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exert it. So this has just been such a great ramp for those decks that try and go quick, because you're allowed to just keep all the cards in your hand, play on your line while just drawing ink off of your opponent, basically, as long as they have more ink than you. And if you're going against ramp decks, Webby just does a great job.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta go with Tramp though. Tramp easily. Tramp, if anything, should be in that deck. If anything, possibly. But Tramp, he's just gonna find under the sea. Undersea, Webby, you win.
Yep. First under the sea, and yep, you're right. Nothing can beat Tramp right now. And if you're thinking about banning a card, that means it's good.
What did the guy who just drawed you 2 cards from some random reason do? He wasn't that good.
All right, well, that's the last of this 16. Do you want to just drive into the next?
Sure.
All right, then let's keep going.
Okay. We've got Clarabelle. Okay, she's the 7-drop Inkable that is a 5/6 that does not have evasive. She has shift 5. And she does not have evasive, but the big ability is at the end of your turn, if your opponent has more cards in the hand than you, you may draw up to that many cards. So basically, how this deck works is they ramp up to her as fast as they can, or ramp up to the other card that the puts fill up and do the annoying combo thingy. And then they try to drop the cards instantly. Tipo all the cards in the inkwell. Sail all the cards in the inkwell. Move on all the cards in the inkwell because they want as much ink as possible. Then what they do is make you have a bunch of cards in your hand. They Bowser all of your cards to your hand. They you welcome all your cards to your hand, which you draw 2 cards off of. They will return cards, let you draw cards. You draw a bunch of cards. Next turn, what they do is, what they usually want to try to do is try to clear all your board. Then once they do something similar to that, they will play Bend to My Will, which discards all your cards. Then they'll try to pitch Ink Geyser, if they have that, but if they don't get Bend to the Will, they just play Ink Geyser. They ramp up fast. And you are at 5 ink when they're at 8 ink. So, she's really good.
Yep.
She draws you lots of cards.
Then we have Rapunzel, who's the Ready for Adventure, 2 cost, 1/2, has support, but whenever one of your characters is chosen for support until the start of your next turn, the next time they would be dealt damage, they take no damage instead.
Imagine that with Lilo. I wonder if Lilo bundled up. Takes damage. I can take it. Takes damage. I can take it. Takes damage.
Oh, not this time. But that's 3 cards, 3 actions, 3 characters that have to go into Lilo to take her her off the field. But just the way that you described Clarabelle, there's just so much synergy built around those decks. But I do have to ask you this question. Have we ever seen a Clarabelle deck finish 3 games? It's one of those decks that takes so long to build up, and usually those games just go to time.
I know. But here's the thing: you're playing against aggro, so who knows? So Rapunzel against Clarabelle is going to easily not just to pull herself quest away. But I gotta go with Rapunzel.
You're going with Rapunzel? Whoa.
Yes, because if you go against a 1v1 matchup and no help, Rapunzel easily wins this. Quest for 20. Actually, let's do the math real quick. 1 drop, you ink, your opponent inks. You play Rapunzel. Your opponent inks, quest Rapunzel 1. Okay, count how many times Rapunzel gets quested. Your opponent inks, quest. You ink, your opponent quests. Wait, how many times have you quested?
Once so far.
What?
Twice.
No, okay, never mind.
All right.
Stop. You ink, your opponent inks. You ink, you play Rapunzel. Your opponent inks. You ink, you don't have to ink, but you quest for 1. Your opponent inks. There are 3. You ink. Well, I'm gonna stop saying that. You quest. 4. Your opponent's at 4 ink. Quest. Your opponent's at 5 ink. Quest. Your opponent is at 6 ink. You quest. Your opponent's at 7 ink. They play the Clarabelle. You quest. You have 6. The opponent quests for 2. So at 2, you quest for 1. So you have to be above 10 before that. So actually, Clarabelle would win in that 1v1. And it would take Rapunzel. You take 6 Rapunzels to be able to get rid of her, or at least because they have support.
Yeah.
So I think Clarabelle. Never mind, I gotta go with Clarabelle.
Yeah, I'm thinking Clarabelle as well because Rapunzel's in an aggro deck, right? It's going as fast as you can, but your opponent's going to still be playing cards. They're going to probably bring characters out, be able to control your board well enough to get Clarabelle and to draw into Under the Sea and gets rid of all of your characters to willpower or less.
Mm-hmm.
So I go Clarabelle.
Yeah, me too. Okay, we have Dumbo, the 3/3 that does everything. He is a 3/3 that quests for 1, that is a full cost inkable. He's purple, and his ability is that you may pay 1 to exalt him, and whenever you do that, you may draw a card and gain 1 lore. And he also is evasive, I forgot about that. And your other evasive cards can do the same ability. Pay 1 to exalt, to draw a card and gain a lore. Elsa, Iago, Genie, Maui, I guess. Like all these cards that easily could pair up. And then Brave Little Prince is that 3-drop that is inkable, that quests for 1, that's a 2/2, and he has evasive.
Oh, what's so great about that?
Like a 1-drop. And whenever he has Shift 5, which is
more than his cost.
2 more. But the reward is, while this character has a card under him, he gets 3 strength, 3 willpower, and 3 lore. So he's a 5/5 that quests for 4 that has evasive. Only card I can think about on top of my head is Finn that could get rid of him. But Sven, you wouldn't really want to rush into a 3 cost. Technically a 5 cost. Actually, yeah, you guess you do. But Sven's like the only thing. So if your opponent's playing like mid-range, the Ruby Amber deck, your opponent's only going to be able to get Maui Half Shotgun turn 3. So Mickey Mouse is going to be able to quest a lot. Or at least, and like if you have a way to get rid of the first Maui Half Shot, Mickey Mouse will be questing for 12.
Yeah. You know what? I just get lost in the glow of Dumbo. Dumbo doing Dumbo things. He's just such a great card draw, evasive. He just sorry, Mickey.
Yeah.
I've already let you pass through with the giant Mickey. I'm not letting you pass with Brave Little Prince.
Yes,
Dumbo,
go
hands
giant
down.
Mickey Mouse. But I would like to say Dumbo will win this one. But Mickey Mouse, you can just drop him on as a 3-drop, and he has evasive, so you can combo him with Dumbo.
Fair. But
That is
you're
funny.
comboing him with Dumbo, right?
Yeah, so that's why I think he would win. Dumbo would win. Okay, we got Alice, the character that is a 3-cost uninkable. That's a 1/4. That, the 1/4 that quests for 2 that has Ward, 3-cost uninkable. Whenever this character quests, another chosen character of yours gets +1 lore and gains Ward until the start of your next turn. When did Sapphire become Igro? Okay, I guess it was in set like 7 or something, but that is fast. And then we get Allure Means Family, and I would like to say Alice cannot choose one of your own characters to give them Ward, so you can't Allure Means Family your own character. You can't do that because she said you have to choose one of your characters, one of your own. But what Allure Means Family is Rapunzel 2.0. 3-cost inkable that quests for 0. That's an action. Remove all damage from a chosen character. And then you draw a card for every single card. Remove damage this way. So basically, I was playing in a tournament today, and I had 7 damage on a character. I was visioning of the future, developing, sailing, anything. I had infinite ink to find this Allure Means Family, and I forgot. I inked it. I was able to find like a Hades and a what's it called? The pot, the cauldron, black cauldron. But drawing 7 cards would have been insane. It'd be refreshing your hand, but better. Whole new world, a whole new family. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Good mashup there. So let's talk about the art here for a second. Both the enchanted and the legendary art on Ohana Means Family, I think hands down that would win it for me. But we're not talking about just the art. We're talking about the cards head-to-head, their abilities. And Ohana being Rapunzel 2.0, yes, it's not a body, but man, can you possibly draw... You can draw more cards, possibly, than Rapunzel, because I've seen the Guard Mini, the 08, and if she has 7 damage on her, you're drawing 7 cards, and then all of a sudden your character has to go through a bodyguard that's fully refreshed. I'm going to go with... Oh, hold on.
I would like to say, though you can do better. There's the 5, 9, 7 cost Goofy that has Shift 5 that has Bodyguard and Quest for 2, I think, or 1. And at the start of your turn, you remove 3 damage from him. But your opponent doesn't like. That's like, okay, we got 3 more damage. You remove that 3 more damage. Now your opponent has to deal another 9 damage or 8 damage or something to it to be able to get rid of it again. So, and also I was able to get at least 4 damage off. That was my best one ever was 5, but I had the chance of 7, and I had 4 I was able to remove 4 damage twice, so he's very good. So, like, as long as you know when to play him, you don't want to use him to draw 1 card. If your opponent's not exerting and you have 2 damage on a character, yeah, sure. But if your opponent is questing and has 2 damage on it, you rather challenge him with something else. See if you can build up that damage, then remove it or something like that. So I gotta go with Allure Means Family because it lets you draw cards to deal with Alice.
Yep. Amber's back with card draw.
Okay. We got Lady Miss Park Avenue. In my opinion, Tramp is okay, the 7-card tramp, my opinion, he's fine, but what makes him like insane is able to return those cards, discarded cards to your hand or on field like Lilo.
Yeah.
And this lady is like the perfect match for a course. She's the 5-cost uninkable. That's the 4/4 that Quest for 2 has Shift 3. Shift 3 is insane because you can shift her and sing Under the Sea on turn 3, which was actually shown in a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever you play this character, you may return a character that costs 2 or less from your discard. 2 characters that cost 2 or less from your discard to your hand. Not that good, so like, guys, don't play it.
The best card. Lady, Miss Park Avenue, definitely one of the cards that is crucial to those Dodd decks. But it's going against Spooky Sight, right? Spooky Sight is... go ahead.
4-cost uninkable. Yes! No, wait. 6-cost uninkable. It costs for 0 to action.
Right?
Put all characters that cost 2 or less into your player's inkable exhausted. Wait, what? So that means if the opponent decides to play Lilo because you just cleared the board because you just played Under the Sea, Spooky Sight. Get that Lilo out of here forever. Everything except maybe a tramp possibly, and maybe the thing. That's questing 4/4. Your opponent's at 10. Your opponent quests 4/4, going to 14. And you Hades. Hades the tramp because you might be able to deal with the other one more easily. And now your opponent's just top decking or possibly playing as much as they can. Your opponent plays 2 drops or something. You Spooky Sight again, or you can just like Hades the Lilo or something, the lady or something. So I think Spooky Sight wins this one because it counters Lilo's ability and it will be giving your opponent ink, which is fine because they're trying to get their hand as fast as they can. And it will ramp, if you have T-Pro out, you can ramp your T-Pro so you don't have to ink again to be able to play the Hades. So you have an extra cards in your hand.
Yeah. This is aggro's worst nightmare, Spooky Sight. I've run into this, and when we're playing Lucas, you're looking for Spooky Sight against me with whatever deck I'm playing. So, I think Spooky Sight for me is going to take this one too. It just deals so well. Yes, it's uninkable, but it's in a ramp deck, so you're usually going to have the ink to play this within turn 4. Usually.
Mm-hmm. You could say your opponent has Spooky Sight. Okay, so now we got Madam Moon and Belle Snowfield Strategist. Okay, Madam Moon, you may remember her, but she's sadly the 4-cost inkable elephant. She's still really good, guys. She's the elephant. She's the 3/7. Remember, Hello means family. 6 damage removed.
Mm-hmm.
She quests for 1, and as the usual Madam Mim ability, when you play her, you have to return a card to your hand. That card could be, as a 4-drop, it could be like... Let me think. I don't know. It could be something good, but if you don't do that, she gets banished, so there's no really point in doing that. At the start of your turn, you may move up to 2 damage from a counters from this character to a chosen opposing character. It makes your opponent not want to quest. Then you just play whatever you have your partners that exalts a opposing character, challenge into it. You play Elsa that exalts a challenge into it. You play Demona, exalts all your opponent's characters, challenge into it. So you have a perfect 2 cards after it, the Elsa and the Demona, to be able to exalt your opponent's cards. So that's really good. And then we got the Belle Snowfield Strategist. That's the 4-cost, sadly. And that's a 2/3 that quests for 2. Whenever one of your characters is banished, you may put that card from your discard into your ink row face down. So it's whenever, so your opponent's turn and your turn. And it does not say your other character, so she can be inking herself. Madam has the perfect 3 damage against this. She has the perfect 2 strength. You get rid of Elsa her, you get rid of her. Your opponent gets 1 ink. Who cares? You get move damage and you have a Demona coming right up. So I think Madam M easily wins this match.
Yep.
Okay. We got Rapunzel, High Climber. I was hoping good ones for this one, but she gotta go against Demona. Okay, so this Rapunzel, High Climber, is not known that much. She's the 5-cost inkable that has evasive. He's a big key thing. Demona's in color has a bunch of evasive cards. She is a 2/5 that quests for 2. Whenever this character quests, choose an opposing character can't quest during the next turn. The opponent plays their Dumbo, they exalt that character that you chose. Your opponent exalts it, use Finn to get rid of it. Finn now has 2 damage on him for the cat to deal damage. You'll find out what this Demona thing does. It's a cool card. Cool card to humanity.
Yeah.
The 6-cost inkable. That is a 5/6 that quests for 2. When you play this character, exalt all opposing characters. Then, each player with 3 cards in their hand draws until they have 3. If you have 3 more cards in your hand, you cannot ready her. That just doesn't really matter.
Yep,
The big thing is that your opponent refreshes their hand, or as the 6 drop, that Amethyst usually plays their genie to draw that extra card, just being able to make it to Demona. You're like, okay, that's the last card. They just play Demona, and they have a whole new hand of cards.
And then combo this with the Angel. Have you been seeing Amethyst Steel? Ooh, what a combo, because then you're able to discard a card to deal 2 damage, and now you're under that 3 cards, so that if Demona's exerted, you can ready her at the next.
Hey, no spoilers. I think we haven't done Angel yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah, I don't think this one's a contest. Sorry, Rapunzel, but Demona.
Said that all the underdogs are getting these insane matchups. Oh wait, this one might be an interesting one. We got Tiana, the 3-drop on ankle that we loved in set 10, and at the 1/4 that quests for 2. And whenever a character of yours is challenged, while this character is exalted, the challenging character gets -3 strength this turn unless the pay 3 ink. So she has to be exalted. And on the other hand, we got Pete, that is the 5/5 that quests for 1, has the boost 1. And whenever he quests, for every single card under him, you may look at that many cards on top of your deck, and you may put 1 in your hand. At first, he's like a develop your brain, and the next couple turns, after this, he's drawn you 4 cards, and now he's a visions. So, gotta say, in this meta, and with Pete, you'll probably, next turn after you play Pete, if you play Cindy, you should have a what's it called? Spooky Sight available. You should have it, and possibly a Haze to get rid of the Tiana, then use Pete to challenge. I feel like Tiana's not great enough for this matchup against Sapphire. Sapphire was Tiana's biggest trouble because they always had this second action in the hand just in case they have their Mowgli. And Spooky Sight is not a song. So if they were paired up with green, you couldn't get rid of Spooky Sight.
Yep, I agree. Tiana had a great moment in time, and she's still relatively good as far as the game mechanics go. But the introduction of Pete, just being able to do card draw, kind of go filter through, make selections. That's what Blue's all about, right? Filtering through, cycling through your deck to find the cards that you need to win the game. Let's go with Pete.
Yeah, I'm going with Pete. Okay, we got Lady, Family, Dog, and Goliath. Okay, Lady, the Family God dog. Which one's that one? Oh, yeah. The 3-cost Inkable. That quest for 2. That's a 2/2. Lots of 2s. And when you play her, you may play a 2-drop. Lots of 2s. So, she's good to be able to get more characters on the board for your tramp. She's good to be able to get more characters on the board to quest. She's good to draw. But I feel like people are cutting her from their decks to be able to get rid of cards.
I don't know about that yet, because you still have that line of, on turn 3, you play you exert 3 to play Lady. You play Grandmother Willow, then you have another free and you play a 1-drop.
I like to say a line. If you're going second, you can play Angel.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you can use her to sing the song that lets you pay 2 less for the next card.
Yeah, Echo.
You play Grandmother Willow for free. Grandmother Willow lets you play 1 less for the next card you play. You play Angel Lady for that 2 ink. And then you play another Grandmother Willow. And then you play the Lilo 1-drop. And then you play all the pudges as you can. Your whole hand is gone on turn 2 with 500 on the board. That is the line I've been trying to get so long, just playing against myself. But yeah, I haven't gotten it. I've been close. I've been able to get everything except the Lilo and all the pudges.
that is a ridiculous line.
I'd also like to say, Goliath, the 6-drop Inkable, that's a 6/5, that quest for 2. At the start of each player's turn, if they have more than 2 cards in their hand, they choose and discard until they have 2. But if they have less than 2, they choose and draw until they don't choose, but they draw until they have 2 cards in their hand. So, as Lady can empty your hand on turn 2, Goliath, 6-drop Inkable, and right when you play him, he's going to be able to just give you 2 more cards to be able to easily play more pudges.
Well, yeah, you'd possibly see these in the same decks. I think this is a relatively even matchup, in my opinion.
What do you mean? Lady can empty your hand on turn 2.
Yeah.
And usually empties your hand on turn 4 or 3.
But then the only problem that I see with that is very rare does Amber combo decks have card draw. So now what are you going to do? You're top decking the rest of the way.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Goliath is going to give you those cards. So
yeah.
If it was a head-to-head, Lady's going to be able to let you play an extra card so you empty your hand twice as fast. So now Goliath is just going to let you empty your hand, let you draw until you have all those cards. And then you can empty your hand, draw, empty your hand, draw. You just don't get rid of Goliath. You don't really care about Goliath. He's just giving you more cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to go with Lady.
Well, as an aggro player, I'm not going to argue too much with you. Let's go with Lady.
Okay.
Let's take a quick pause. I want to check something.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're back. We just had to take a short break. So now, let's go ahead and do the last 16.
Let's go.
Okay. Everything looks like fair matches up, except one. Okay, so first we got Daisy Duck, Donald's Day versus Nala. Daisy Duck, the 1-drop, the uninkable, that quest for 2, and your opponent reveals the top card of your deck. And if it's a character card, they may put in their hand. But Nala is the 2-cost uninkable. That's the 0/2 that has resistance 1, quest for 2, and gives you she also has a law if she has no damage. Resistance 1 if she has no damage too. Daisy Duck is not going to be making a dent into her. Daisy Duck is going to issue Daisy Duck quests. You're going to be drawing cards. So I feel like Nala is the better matchup in this occasion.
Head to head, you're right. But Daisy's been such a staple with a 1-drop, 1/4, 2-quester. Always been solid in aggro. Nala, played in aggro decks. Head to head. That's a surprise. I think this is an upset to me. But looking at the cards, and again, Nala I can't argue against Nala.
Yeah. The head-to-head matchup, if they were the only cards you're allowed to use, Nala would still win because Daisy Duck is giving you cards that you can use because that's part of the thing.
Yeah.
So I'd say Nala gotta win this one. Okay. Next up, we got Ludwig von Drake versus the best card ever, Stitch Carefree Silver. Ludwig is not going to be doing anything against Stitch. He's the 2-cost uninkable, that's a 1/1. That Quest for 1. When you play this character, each opponent reveals their hand, discards a non-character of your choice. Multiplayer, really good because it says each opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever this character is banished, you may put this card into your inkwell face down exotic. The only constraint is that he's Amber Sapphire. And Amber Sapphire, not that good in the meta right now. Compared to Stitch, Carefree Stitcher, that's the 5-cost inkable. That Quest for 2, that's the 4/5. And it says whenever he quests, if you have 2 or more characters in play, you may draw a card. So he's like, wait. No, this is the 7-cost inkable one. Not the one that lets you, that's not the I think it was like Snowboard or something. This was the Carefree Soulful Stitch, the even better one that has the better Enchanted. Okay, so this is the 7-cost inkable. That quest for 2, and he has a 4/8. And whenever you play him, if you have 2 or more characters on board, you may draw 2 cards. Head-to-head matchup, Ludwig, as we said, Ludwig von Drake is not able to make it to 10 lore before you play Stitch. Plus, Stitch is going to be to draw cards.
Yep.
So, Ludwig, I'm sorry to say, you're not going to do anything too much. The only thing I can do is if you're playing Amber Sapphire, maybe to get rid of your opponent's spooky sight, but at the end, you're probably just going to draw another one. So, I think Ludwig not good enough for this matchup. Yeah, I'm a little bit biased because of Stitch. Okay. Oh no, this is a interesting thing. I would like to say that. So we got Go Tamago. Okay, this is the 2/2 that Quest for 1 that has evasive, and when you play her, she's a 2-cost inkable. 2-cost inkable actually. And when you play her, you may pay 2 ink to gain lore equal to the amount of damage on a chosen character. And we got, sadly, the matchup of Darkwing Duck as a legendary versus a rare 7-cost inkable that's a 6/8 that Quest for 2 that has shift 5. During a turn, whenever an item is banished, you may pay 1 to deal 2 damage to a chosen character. This character can challenge ready villain characters. And Tamagogo is not a villain. But it's a 6/8. And that can be 7 lore. So I gotta go with Go-Go. Easy lore off of this.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a little while for Darkwing Duck decks to build and find its footing. This is just a difficult matchup. Darkwing is one of my favorite childhood characters. I watched it in the morning before school. But Go-Go is being able to gain that lore equal to the damage is just such a great ability, and oftentimes a great game winner.
Mm-hmm. On this occasion, questing as fast as you can. Darkwing Duck is not going to be able to do that either. Okay, our next matchup is
Bagheera and Cheshire Cats.
Oh, okay. So this Bagheera is the 5-cost inkable that Quest for 2 that is the 4/3 has bodyguard, and during your opponent's turn, when this character is banished, deal 2 damage to each opposing character. Okay, against the matchup we're about to see, it's Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat's gonna be able to move those 2 damage. Thanks for the free damage to move right back to your back to your characters. I don't really care. It's free 2 damage. I just don't quest. You can't do anything because I just cleared your board. Thank you very much. The Cheshire Cat is the 3-cost inkable that is a 3/4 that Quest for 1 has boost 2. And the reason why I'm saying that is whenever you put a card under this character, you may move 2 damage counters from a chosen character to an opposing character. Figure is the key for this Cheshire Cat. Mm-hmm. So, I don't think Figure, if anything, Figure helps the Cheshire Cat.
Exactly. And once the Cheshire Cat came out, in Whisperers, there was no doubt that he was going to be in the meta for a long time.
Yes, and he's in set 10, so he's going to be passing rotation. Unless if he gets banned because one of the Tramps are going to get banned.
No. You got to do a lot to get banned.
Cheshire Cat is doing a lot, especially in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got Elsa 5th Spirit.
Huh.
And we got under...
No.
Wait, let it go. Okay, this is a little bit, guys, this is not exactly the matchup we're supposed to be getting.
How did we get this matchup?
I don't think this is what's happening. Okay, so Elsa's the 5-cost Inkable, and of course you know that Elsa's the one who sings Let It Go. But it's the 5-cost Inkable, that quest for 1, that's a 2/5 that has a rush and evasive, and whenever you play her, you may exalt opposing character. Very good to get rid of something small, something big to after you use another big card like something, and very strong because in the deck I play Ruby. Sometimes play Ruby Amethyst. Also is able to get rid of Dumbo because of Lumiere, and I think Lumiere is one of the best underestimated cards in the game. But anyways. So I feel like Elsa could easily get rid of anything.
So, Elsa 5th Spirit does so much with board control. It's an amazing card. Let It Go, for the fact that it has to be sung by Elsa, or it is sung by Elsa in the movie, we're going to definitely go with Elsa 5th Spirit here.
No,
but
Let It Go can get rid of Elsa.
But Let It Go is a 5-cost Inkable. Put a chosen character in their player's inkwell face down and exert it.
It's also a song, of course.
And it's a song. So yeah, but again, Elsa as a 5-cost can sing Let It Go. I just have a hard time putting the character out over the song, so I'm voting for Elsa 5th Spirit.
I want Let It Go. Let It Go can get rid of Elsa and more. It could get rid of anything. I feel like it could be even sung by card, which makes them be able to pay another 6 card ink to be able to get rid of another thing.
Let's... All right. You know what? I'll defer to you. Let's let it go. I'll let it go.
That's a good one.
Dad joke.
Yeah, I kind of laughed at that one. Okay, we got Basil and Under the Sea. Okay, so Under the Sea can clearly lose, but there's even more against this. That's the Basil. Basil's the 7-cost Inkable. That's a 5 full quest for 2. When you play this character, you may return chosen character from the player's. Wait, when you play this character, you may return chosen character to the player's hand. And whenever this character quests, chosen opponent discards a card at random. Really good. But Under the Sea is a 8-cost uninkable song. Sing together. That does not quest. I would keep on saying these quests for something. When you sing it or play it, you may put all characters that cost 2 or less at the bottom of your opponent's deck. Basil's not 2-cost strength or less.
Yeah.
And also, your opponent usually wants to sing it. Basil's returning one of those cards. Just return the tramp to your opponent's hand. They can't do it for one more turn.
I think that, head-to-head, again, Under the Sea doesn't affect Basil, but the card itself has been part of that some decks for a long time, being able to get rid of multiple cards and not maybe a full board wipe, but a pretty significant board wipe. I like Under the Sea here.
But Basil isn't getting we're talking about 1v1s. Basil's not going to get Under the Sea. If anything, he just returns it to your opponent's hand. returns a card to your hand and possibly even discards the card.
Oh, but honestly, here I'm looking at the next round, and I really just want 2 songs to go against each other.
If you have 2 songs going against each other, who's gonna win? I would say Let It Go would win because Let It Go is better because it can ink that song.
I tell you what, well, let's go with the upset here then, and have that debate.
Okay.
Under the Sea it is.
I don't know. This seems like why does it seem so biased and like rigged?
Oh, it's opinion based.
I feel so bad for Basil.
And
What did
remember,
Basil
all
do?
this is opinion based. Everybody who's watching this can obviously have their own opinion on how this should have been done, but this is our bracket.
Let's see if we can able to send this bracket onto web.
Okay.
We'll send the link to it. Okay, we got Genie, Wish for Fulfilled, and Elsa Ice
Artisan.
Artisan. Okay, I would like to say Genie's the forecast uninkable that will quest for 2 and let you draw a card. And he has evasive, so very hard to deal with him, but
Also that
Also-
card draw.
yeah, that's really good. But also is the 6 cost inkable. That's a 5/5 that quest for 1 has shift 4. When you play this character and whenever you play a location, you may exalt chosen character with 3 strength or less. While this character is at a location, she gets 3 strength. And in the deck,
3 lore.
3 lore. In the deck, I'm looking at her right now. She's not even having the locations comboed with her. She's just being put in the Amber Ruby deck. The Amber Ruby deck with the Mad Half Shark and what's it called? Boost combos. And that deck doesn't have any evasive. Even though it can exalt that Genie's not going to be able to get rid of. He's going to be drawing you the cards, and the next turn, your opponent just plays whatever they want because they have unlimited, always have somehow 500 cards in the hand by magic because Genie's magical. It should have been 3 cards because it says like he has like 3 wishes, if you know what I mean.
Oh, fair point. Or should have been questing for 3. I don't know. That questing for 3 would have been too much. But Genie, Wish Fulfilled, just such a great card again with the card draw, 2 quester, evasive. Definitely something that you have to deal with or play through. Elsa's relatively new to the game, coming out in Winter Spell. So we just know that Genie's been around for a lot longer.
Yep, I gotta go with Genie. And our final matchup of the 464 is Namari versus Headless Horseman. Okay, so if we're able to get Namari out as soon as possible, she's a 5 cost inkable. That's a 0/5 that quests for 2. When you play this character at the start of your turn, you may draw a card, then choose and discard. And this character gets +1 strength for each card you discard. So let's say you play Namari, then your opponent immediately Headless Horseman is it. Headless Horseman's the 5 cost uninkable that quests for 2. That's a 4/2 that says when you play this character, you may banish a chosen opposing character that has 2 strength or less. During your turn, whenever this and opposing characters banish, each of your characters get +1 strength this turn. I feel like if this is a head-to-head matchup, if your opponent goes first, not opponent, but if Namari is played, draws and discard, there's 1 card in the discard pile. Your opponent plays Headless Horseman, Namari only has 1 string. Namari's gone. So I gotta go with Headless Horseman.
I agree with you there, Headless Horseman. Even though it's got a small body with the 2, it can be easily taken care of. It's in the meta right now, it's all about board control, and the Headless Horseman gives you that.
Easily.
Namari, I think, is good. Gives you that, allows you to cycle through your cards, so you're digging for whatever, like you're digging for the docks, you're digging for strength.
Angel.
You're digging for Angel, but you're digging for other cards. Headless Horseman is able to deal with things by itself, and it quests for 2 after it's had its effect.
And also, it has full strength. And that full strength can do a lot more than you think.
Yep.
So, and plus, it will be getting strength every single time one of your characters is banishing another character. At some point, I was able to get my Diablo, my 1-drop, that quest for the one that whenever it gets banished, that has 0 strength, up to 3 strength, being able to get rid of a whole entire angel. And I drew a card, and now my Headless Horseman is a 8/2, and that. And now we can probably get rid of a whole entire Stitch Soulfree.
Carefree Surfer.
Yeah, Carefree.
Yeah. All right. We have gone through 64 matchups. We have 32 left. We will see what matchups we have moving forward.
I would like to say the last matchup is not going to be a question.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us here. I hope that you join us for round 2. Once we get that posted, we'll be trying to follow the actual tournament, along with our video posts. Thanks so much.